Municipal waste defines mainly household waste and similar waste originating from other institutions, for example commerce and offices. It includes biowaste, glassware, metals, packaging materials such as cardboard and paper, also different types of plastics and textiles. Municipal waste does not include sewage networks or municipal construction and demolition waste. Wastes can contain dangerous or hazardous substances that can cause health risks. Waste recovery and processing operations can also produce emissions. Municipal waste is composted, recycled, recovered as materials, utilized as energy and landfilled. Recovering non-renewable resources as materials or energy is important. The European Union member states should follow the Waste Framework Directive signed in 2008 and the waste management hierarchy. This directive defines the basics related to waste management, such as what is waste, what does recycling and recovery of waste mean. It explains when waste ceases to be waste and becomes a secondary raw material and how to distinguish between waste and byproducts. The directive also introduces the polluter pays principle and the extended producer responsibility. Waste management hierarchy contains 5 stages. Prevention of waste, minimizing resource consumption and waste produced in the manufacturing process, making durable products. Preparing waste for reuse. Maintaining and repairing existing products. Recycling. Transforming waste into reusable materials. Recovery. Energy and material recovery in the form of fuel, heat or electricity and other basic chemicals. Lastly, the disposal of waste. Landfilling and incineration without energy recovery. The directive requires member states to have waste management plans and prevention programs. The Finnish waste legislation concerns almost all types of waste and is based on the EU standard but may include some even more strict standards. Purpose of waste legislation is to support sustainable use of resources and to prevent human and environmental harm. In 1904, a waste collection system was established for the first time in Helsinki. In the beginning there was no sorting of any kind and everything was dumped into the same container. In 1920s, excrements and ash were collected separately for fertilization purposes. Later on the aim was to sort waste into 3 categories: pig food, fertilization use and other waste. In 1950s, waste furnaces became widely used but again were given up in the 70s due to the constant bad smell and combustion byproducts. In the 1950s, Helsinki city population was 370,000 and together they produced 320,000 cubic meters of waste to be landfilled each year. The increase in the amount of waste was faster than the growth of population. In 1963 it was estimated that during the past 15 years the amount of inhabitants in Helsinki increased 32% while the amount of waste produced increased 135%. From 1960s to 1990s the total amount of waste produced went up a staggering 500%, or 400% per person if you account for the population growth. Main reason for the increased waste production was rapid urbanization and economic growth. Main method of waste disposal was landfilling up to the 1990s. Nowadays the amount of waste getting landfilled is decreasing due to improved reuse, recycling and energy utilization methods. From 1960s to 2002, the share of landfilled waste went from 95% down to 60%. Today, in the 21st century, out of all the waste produced in Finland, municipal waste accounts for about 3%, while vast majority of the waste comes from mining, construction and other industrial sectors. The waste amounts were still increasing in the beginning of the 21st century. Waste production levels peaked in 2008 at 2.7 million tons and today remain around the same level. The composition of the municipal waste has also changed a lot. Plastics and compound materials have entered the picture and largely taken over packaging sector from paper and cardboard. We also produce a lot of waste in the form of electronic devices. As our development as a species has been very rapid since the dawn of the industrial and technological revolutions, naturally the way we manage our waste has also taken steps forward. Products are being increasingly designed and manufactured with the full life cycle and recycling prospects in mind. Materials are collected separately when possible to make the recycling processes easier and more viable. Local authorities create business deals with companies that then collect and process the waste. Let's take a closer look at the plastic waste we produce. In modern society, plastics are found in almost anything and they have almost limitless use cases due to low market price and material properties. Plastics are derived from oil and the key element in them is carbon. There are 7 main types of plastic. These 7 types are all recyclable or utilizable and should be sorted accordingly. Products contain an identification code that lets us know what type of plastic it is made out of so that we can recycle it properly when we are done using it. However, plastic food packages, diapers, thin films and wraps and other compound materials containing plastic should be trashed and not recycled. They are not economically viable to recycle with current technology to transform into anything usable other than pure energy. If you mix wrong types of plastics together, it lessens the quality of the recycled product. So properly sorting and cleaning plastics waste becomes essential, and it starts right at the consumer level. Recycling and reusing products needs to be economically viable to encourage people and businesses to do it to the best of their ability. Malpractice and negligence becomes more prevalent if recycling produces negative profit due to time, money or other resources spent. Waste management is largely a socio-economic system, and as such recycling needs to be rewarding, simple and easy to get the best results. We produce a sizable quantity of waste every year, and there is both environmental need and a potential for businesses to create profit by developing new technology and methods to process waste. In the future we will have so-called eco-villages that contain refineries that are able to utilize up to 98% of all incoming waste. A prototype of such installation was founded in Rifimiki by Ecocom in 2016. It contains automated sorting mechanism for incoming waste, plastics refinery that produces recycled plastic, and a biorefinery producing biogas for energy utilization. Rifimiki is currently a test module for the concept, and if proven successful it will be adopted elsewhere as well. Building the eco-village cost €40 million and it employs tens of people. In a year the eco-refinery intakes 100,000 tons of municipal waste and sorts it to bioplastic, metal wastes and recycled fuel that is fit for industrial use. Biowaste is converted to biogas and fertilizers. Plastic and metal make for new raw materials for manufacturing industries. In the eco-village the waste reuse and recycling rises up to 50% and the utilization rises up to 98% when the segment that is unfit for raw material recycling is utilized as heat or electricity. Meeting the European Union quota on recycling is not met without installations such as the eco-village. Different sorts of waste such as metal, paper and different plastics still needs to be collected separately even in the future. In addition, we need industrial-level solutions that can effectively sort materials for recycling before the rest is utilized as energy.